Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Baker Mayfield officially being named the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield was acquired in July of this season, and he beat out Sam Darnold, despite the fact that Darnold had more of an advantage heading into training camp, but Mayfield managed to beat him out. Good for him. Now Sam Darnold is slated to be the backup behind Baker Mayfield. So, before I say anything else, though, I want to go ahead and get to the topic question. So, here it is. What is your reaction to Baker Mayfield winning the starting job for the Panthers? And my reaction is, well, this is going to be pretty obvious. There's nothing to congratulate Baker Mayfield about. You look at Baker Mayfield's 4 years in the NFL versus Sam Darnold's first 4 years in the NFL. It's pretty obvious which quarterback is the better one. Baker Mayfield is obviously better than Sam Darnold. Okay, Baker Mayfield, I'm not going to say he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league. I'm not even going to say he's a top 20 quarterback in the league. But he's at least what you expect from a starting quarterback, I suppose. Because whatever Sam Darnold has been giving the Carolina Panthers ain't cutting it. Okay, Sam Darnold is not a starting caliber quarterback. In fact, you could say that Sam Darnold is probably not even a top 40 quarterback. There are some backups in the NFL that are actually better than Sam Darnold, okay? So the fact that Baker Mayfield won this job, it's nothing to congratulate Baker Mayfield on. He should have been able to win this job. I've been saying it from day one. Everybody's been expecting Baker Mayfield to beat out Sam Darnold since day one, and he did exactly that. That was honestly one of the fakest quarterback competitions I have ever seen in my life. You know why I say that? Because Sam Darnold only attempted 3 passes in the preseason. Baker Mayfield, he only attempted like a handful of them. All right, so you look at it from that perspective. And it's like, man, that's not even really enough tape because Matt Rhule, he kept repeating how the Carolina Panthers, they were going to make an evaluation after the second preseason game. The thing is, though, neither of them played in the second preseason game. In the first preseason game that they played, they only played a little bit. Mayfield only played 1 drive, Darnold 2 drives. I don't know how that constitutes as a real quarterback competition, but apparently that was good enough for Matt Rhule to say, you know what, Baker Mayfield won the starting job. You know what I think? I think that Matt Rhule was just trying to save face for his boy Sam Darnold, because we all know that Matt Rhule loves Sam Darnold a whole ton. So that's just kind of how I'm looking at it. How do I think Baker Mayfield will perform this year? Well, I don't think Baker Mayfield's going to be all that for the Carolina Panthers. Do I think he can get off to a hot start? Yes, I think Baker Mayfield will start out incredible for the Carolina Panthers. I'm really excited to see what he can do with Christian McCaffrey, with DJ Moore, with Robbie Anderson, you know, those kind of guys. And you're looking at what Mayfield's working with. It's like, okay, Mayfield, he can work with that. I think he can get off to a hot start. So I'm just really excited to see what Mayfield can do. Unfortunately, though, I think Mayfield will unfortunately dip down towards later in the season. The coaching staff is going to let him fall apart. And when he falls apart, things aren't going to work out well. And also, I want to point out about something that the Carolina Panthers did when they traded for Baker Mayfield. Because the downside to it was that, hey, Matt Corral is going to be losing reps to the Carolina Panthers because now he's kind of effectively lost in the shuffle in the quarterback competition. Well, the factor of Matt Corral doesn't matter anymore because Matt Corral is now out for the season with a foot injury. He suffered the same injury Cam Newton suffered a few years back. All right, so now the Panthers, they have questions with the third stringer. Who's it going to be? Because their third stringer is P.J. Walker. Although P.J. Walker is 2-0 as an NFL starter, he doesn't necessarily cut it to be in the NFL because every time he comes in, he throws more picks than touchdowns. And honestly, his 2 wins that he has in his career, he honestly had nothing to do with it. The first win that he had, he threw 2 red zone interceptions. The second win he had, Cam Newton came in and scored a couple of touchdowns for him. All right, so you look at it from that perspective, it's like, yeah, P.J. Walker's got to be the luckiest 2-0 quarterback. I think the Panthers have got to probably get rid of P.J. Walker or at least say, you know what, we'll take a bad third-string quarterback because that's what you are doing if P.J. Walker's your QB3. So the way I'm seeing it, good job to the Panthers for trading for Mayfield. Now the Matt Corral equation doesn't matter. That does mean that the Carolina Panthers had to admit they probably took an L in the Matt Corral trade. Right now, it's not looking too good for them because let's be honest, if Baker Mayfield falls apart, a new coaching staff isn't going to put the trust of Matt Corral in. They're going to say, you know what, let's draft a quarterback in the first round, or let's go get our own guy in free agency or the trade, or let's go get ourselves a star quarterback. You know, something along those lines. Matt Corral is never going to get a real opportunity in Carolina. That was my takeaway from what I've seen from Matt Corral this preseason. And yeah, I know Matt Corral played terrible in those 2 games, and there's no way that he can absolve responsibility for that. But Matt Corral, he had a tough hand to deal with, and he was always working with 4 stringers effectively. And now he's never going to get a real shot. because by next year, coaching staff's going to want to bring them their own players. Matt Corral looks like he's never going to be playing down for the Carolina Panthers. But back to my point about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield winning the starting job at a discount price. Remember, Baker Mayfield is now one of the cheapest starting quarterbacks in the NFL. So the fact that he was able to win the starting job, good for him. I'm proud for him for winning the job. Unfortunately, you're playing on a bad team. And when you play for a bad organization, that means bad things are going to happen to you eventually. That means Baker Mayfield's going to get screwed on the Carolina Panthers. Unfortunately, as I'm saying this because I got the Panthers hat going on here, hopefully they prove me wrong and Baker Mayfield can take the Carolina Panthers to the playoffs, but I'm not really too confident in that. But I do think Baker Mayfield will get off to a scorching hot start, but I see us finishing with a record of like somewhere between 5 to 7 wins. The reason why I'm saying that we might be stuck at 5 is because we play a much tougher schedule this year than we did last year. So the way I'm looking at it, the Panthers, they might be stuck at 5 wins, but they might be improved in terms of statistics or whatever, something along those lines. But you know what? I'm going to say 6 wins as of right now, although I can certainly change that prediction before the season starts. But right now, I think the Carolina Panthers are bound to win 6 or 7 games. That's where it's kind of at. If we get a little unlucky, maybe we'll be stuck at 5. But the way I'm seeing it, there's no way the Panthers are going to win 5 games for the 4th straight year in a row. So those are my thoughts on why I have the reactions that I have to Baker Mayfield being named the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.